I'm pretty shocked with the results of tracking every single second of my life. Like, the results were much better, interesting than I thought, and there was so much to take away, and that's sort of why I want to film this video, document this journey, and basically give you guys what I discovered when I went ahead and tracked every single second of my life. And that's why you need to watch this video, because people take time for granted. Time is the only thing that you can't get back. It's probably one of the most valuable assets. So by really utilizing it very carefully and optimizing it and not letting it go to waste is super important. That's exactly why you have to go ahead and track every single second of your life, learn, optimize, because when I did this, my eyes opened to how much spare time I have that's just left on table, things to optimize, and I was shocked and pretty happy with the results. Before we get to today's video, let's start by announcing last video's winners for $1,000 worth of courses, consult course with me. The winner's here. If you guys want to qualify, all to do is drop a comment below, follow me on Instagram, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be picking the best comment every single video. Let's get right into showing you guys the 7-day journey where I went ahead and tracked every second of my day, 7 whole days. Here's the video. Hey guys, what's up? Just came back from a trip, a bit tanned. Spent a lot of time in Newcastle, which is like 3 hours north of Sydney. Spent a lot of time in the beaches, sand dunes, so I got a nice tan. So yeah, you would definitely see a lot of footage and content on that on my Instagram, so be sure to follow me on Instagram. But I spent that time really thinking what I should do to really blow up my business for 2020. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to track every single minute of my life. As you can see here, what I'm going to do starting tomorrow, today it is 28th of Jan, so I'm going to start this on the 29th. So I'm going to start tomorrow, Wednesday, and starting at 7 a.m. wake up. I don't wake up at 6 a.m, so I'm going to delete these two. I'm going to set a timer on my phone to literally ring every 30 minutes so that I could write down what I was doing exactly in those 30 minutes. And by the end of the next 7 days, I want to see how much time goes to procrastination, goes to eating, goes to doing work, and basically analyze everything. Because only once I see what I'm doing visually am I able to really optimize and take my business to the next level. This is the stuff that no one is bothered to do, but I'm bothered to do it. I have no idea what the results are gonna be. Those who aren't bothered to do it, you could just watch this sort of 7-day journey of mine, and if it's worth it and the results are crazy, that can motivate you to do the same. If the results aren't that good, then you could go ahead and skip this whole process and know that you don't need to do it, because I went ahead and tested it for you guys. But yeah, that's going to be the next 7 days. I'll keep you guys updated on the journey. Can't wait to start it tomorrow. It's going to be a pain, but it's going to be worth it by the end. Alright, so this is the update on the daily tracking. So this is the 3rd day I've been tracking literally every single 30 minute of my day. And what I'm noticing is that, wow, 30 minutes is actually much longer than you expected. And you actually have so many 30-minute slots throughout the day. Like if you sort of work from 7 a.m. to say 9 p.m, that's like 14 hours, which equals 28 30-minute slots. So time is much longer than you think. Like the amount of 30-minute slots I've had throughout the day surprised me. And another thing that surprised me is I'm looking back at these days, there's so many things I could actually improve on. Like there's so many procrastination, there's so many useless things I could chop out and replace. Like I don't have to really cut things out, I don't really have to not add more things in. I just need to look at my time, allocate my time properly, free up those slots that should be free. Like looking back at the past 2 days, like I'm cutting mangoes for like an hour and a half. Like even though that's sort of me resting and relaxing and taking a break, like that's crazy. Like doing this really made me realize how little amount of time that I actually work and how much of my time goes towards like procrastinating and doing useless things. And the fact that I'm able to run a multi-6-figure company at such bad use of my time shows how much potential money is being left on the table. So that's sort of what it opened my eyes to. After doing it for 7 days, I don't know what the next steps are. I don't know if I should go ahead and look back, review everything, and then optimize and do another 7-day journey of tracking, or if I should just like see all my sort of errors, mentally take note of them, and then next month go ahead and focus on not doing those mistakes and really optimizing my time and then do another 7-day challenge where I track every minute of my time. I don't know, I'll figure it out, but that's the update on the journey so far. Alright, so update on the daily tracking. It is the last day, so I've been tracking every 30 minutes of my life for the past 7 days. I'm pretty surprised I was able to do it. I have my phone ringing every 30 minutes. Bad thing of doing it, you cannot get into the state of flow because every 30 minutes you're being distracted by your phone. You're having to go to the Excel sheet to track down what you do. So this isn't something that I'm going to do forever. I'll probably do it once every 2 to 3 months and do it once a week. In those 2 to 3 months, do just 1 week period. But yeah, what surprises me is how much time we have. Like, it rings a lot, just showing me how many 30-minute time slots there is. And another thing is that, wow, 30 minutes is much longer than you think. Like, in a 30-minute period, you get a lot done, and that also surprised me. But yeah, I'm shocked at the amount of free time procrastinating, snacking, non-productive work that I have going on. And I'm surprised I'm able to output and provide so much value and do pretty well with the little amount of time I spend every day actually working. So I'm curious to do the review together with you guys live. That's update. Alright, let's get into the data. As you can see, I'm pretty surprised with the results myself. Like sleep, I spent 36% of my time sleeping, 34% of my time working in my routine. So I was pretty impressed by that. That's a pretty high percent. Procrastination, only nearly 2%. Chores, a big 7%. That's pretty big. Lunch and dinner is 7.44. Oh, I need to do breakfast. I did breakfast. So that's like nearly 8% is eating. Snacking is 4%. That's big. I spend 7 hours just on snacking. That's a big problem. And then resting, 7.5%, which I'm pretty happy with. Like, I don't do much, like there's not much blue in here, like there's not much time I actually get to rest, so I'm definitely happy with that. But what I want to do is I want to transition the 7 hours of snacking into resting. Eating is 12 hours, which is quite a lot. Like, what's happening here? Like, I'm spending 2 hours a day eating. That's actually not too bad, because divide this by 7, that's roughly less than 2 hours a day of eating, which I'm pretty happy with. I don't know how that works, like 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours, yeah. Like, I'm pretty happy with just like eating 2.5 hours. I can definitely cut that down, but no point. Chores, that's 12 hours in chores. That's quite a lot. Like, but most of these I can't do, like folding clothing. I'm like cutting mangoes. Like, all this thing is sort of like my rest time. So I'm sort of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I like doing dishes. It sort of lets me rest. So I think 3 hours of dead time, that's not too bad. I don't procrastinate much. It's just a lot of time goes to like work. Like, I'm actually working a lot. I think this is a good week because I definitely don't feel as productive as this. But the takeaway, I guess, is I need to really cut down on snacking, and the routines I've set for that is having set times when I could eat. So I'm gonna probably like just have breakfast at 8:30, 8 o'clock, lunch at 12, and have a snack around maybe 4 p.m. and then have dinner around 6. I think I'm gonna like stick to that and just have those the only time I could touch food, because if not, then I'll just be snacking throughout the day, which is bad. But yeah, I think right now all I have to work on is removing my dead time, lowering my snacking time, and then eventually then what I'll do is I'll look into my work and routine and really break down where the time is calling. Like, I get really split it up into where everything's going, whether it's meetings, sales calls, editing courses, organizing photos, doing a YouTube video, updating funnels. Like, there's a lot of things I could do. And how this goes is you want to start with phase 1, where you sort of just do this and you're just aware of how important time is. 2, cut out all that unnecessary things completely. And then 3, optimizing the current work you're doing. That's sort of the 3rd phase, which I have to do next. Like, I need to cut all these things out and then really dig into where all my time is going when I say work plus routine, because then I can really trim things down, cut out the fat, really optimize the hell out of it. But yeah, pretty interesting breakdown. Yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this. That's sort of my review of my sort of results from this. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the outro, but that's sort of the in-depth analysis review. Peace. That's the video. Pretty interesting, right? Like, no one has done this. I've seen no one do this on YouTube. This is very unique. The results were much more surprising than you think. And you guys get a look of what I do over a period of day, every single little time. So you guys get to see everything. You get to see my flaws, my procrastination. You get to see all the different percentages of everything I do. You get to see my mindset as I'm reviewing everything. And I think that's sort of what's unique about this video. There's no other sort of guru as transparent as I, and I'm sort of learning as I go along. Like, I'm not the best entrepreneur. There's so many other entrepreneurs and business people that are just way better than me. I'm just starting my journey and learning, and all these things, I'm just constantly optimizing my life bit by bit, documenting it, letting you know if it's worth the time. And in this case, this is something that you should definitely do, and it's definitely worth your time. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Question of the day: how much % of your time do you think actually goes to work? Drop it in comments below. To me, I used to think it was probably like majority of my time went to work, but looking at it, it was only like 33%, 1/3 of my day. And you can only do that by actually tracking everything. So that's why you need to track everything, or else you won't know. Like, I literally became unblinded. Like, I went from being blind to being unblinded after doing this. I just realized how much each 30-minute slot was, how much time we have in a day, in a week, and how much dead time and how I'm wasting time snacking, procrastinating, doing sort of chores, etc., and how much work time I have and how much of that work time I can actually optimize. So that's sort of the important takeaways of this sort of challenge I wanted to share with you guys. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have an amazing day, have an amazing week, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow with more value. Peace.